Hello everybody, how's it going? Good to see you all. We are going to be doing a little bit of a just chatting stream. It's going to be a pretty short stream today. I feel like it is anyway. Just because I am so tired. I'm tired and uh there there there's like a lot of reasons for that, but I you know, I we're here now. We're here now, and we have the lovely, text document here. So like, it's gonna be a good stream with the text document, right? Hello Admiral. Congrats on grabbing first. Hello Jorby. Yes, Alpha Volume Beta. Young me, 16 years old or 17, 17 years old. Put that together, and I just haven't ever actually taken the time to update it. I'm going to update it eventually, maybe. I'll think about it. But we've got some time before then. The strike through, Alt Shift 5. That's what I was looking for. It's still not Alt Shift 5. Can I not? Interesting. Alt Shift 5 is not working there. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Let me just put it up here then. Fixed. That way I can see very clearly I have fixed all my issues on that. This is still not fixed. We can talk about some Minecraft Live stuff. We've got some 12-hour stream things, and we're going to talk about the new schedule coming out soon, and I got to talk to you guys about some of that stuff. Sorry about the ads, guys. I'm working on updating that stuff as well. Why the ominous notification? Honestly, this is gonna be really bad. Most of it is just clickbait at this point, and I've realized, like, yeah, it's kind of garbage of me to do that, but also at the same time, there is some things we need to talk about in specific that are kind of like, we don't want to talk about that stuff, like the ads, like the schedule, and, me being tired. I am the source of my own problems. So, there are some things that we do need to talk about, and the ominous notification fits that well enough. But also, part of it is my job is pretty much to clickbait, and I hate that that's what I have to do, but I guess I have to. See, I've escaped ads, so thankfully they were just 10 to 15-second ones. Good. Glad to hear. Oh boy, the Google Doc, we're up for a good stream. I hope so. I hope so. It's not, like I said, it's probably not gonna be a long one. Maybe an hour or two. Mostly because I'm trying to do better on making sure I can actually rest, so that my next stream is good. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but as like I go on and on and on with streams, if I'm not resting at all, or if I'm not catching enough of a rest, the stream after suffers dramatically. So like Mondays are like great because I've had the weekend to rest. And then you notice like the trail off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday kind of suck. Thursday ends early because I'm so tired by then. So then we come back on Friday and it's kind of like another peak stream. It's some good stuff. Or by that point, I have burned myself completely out on things, and it's like, yeah, King is pretty wore out, and you can tell. And so it's just me kind of being more depressed and kind of sitting closer to the mic talking like this and going, man, I'm a failure in life. And I don't want to do that. Those are horrible streams. So we're gonna talk a little bit about this is supposed to be on the to-do list, but I'll throw it down here really quick just so I know it exists. To-do list: make Halloween skin. Guess that's leaked. I wasn't supposed to share that, but it's there now. But new schedule, right? This is just something that I need to work on at some point in time, and so why not now? Why not with you guys, you know? What am I looking for? Not there. Title, there we go. Alright. That's better. So new schedule. So obviously, you know, Monday you have to have all your days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I guess Sunday exists too. So the question is like, is Sunday the beginning of the week or is it at the end of the week? Some people consider Monday to be the first day, but personally, I always have known Sunday to be the beginning of my week. And so I always throw out the beginning, but I know like a lot of workplaces, Monday is the first day. And that makes sense with work, you know, usually your work week is Monday through Friday. But for me, for some reason, mentally speaking, it feels better to have your Sunday at the beginning and your Saturday at the end, because you have a day at the beginning of your week off and a day at the end of your week off. But it truly doesn't matter. How do you put in? Is it control? Yes, there we go. Page break. Okay. Anyways, I got kicked out for a week because I referred to someone in a story by their skin color. I didn't know that was wrong. I just didn't know her name. Really? Really? That's dumb. That's dumb. I mean, I can't say much else than that, but that is dumb. I think that's not fair. It's disrespectful. Gosh. That's crazy to me. I like a warning, maybe. But like at the same time, like you're just referring to their identity, which you're not. I mean, I'm assuming you weren't being racist in the way you were referring to them. So what's the problem? We're supposed to be proud of our identities, I thought. I don't know. I'm probably saying too much. I probably should shut up. I probably should shut up before I get in trouble for it. But I don't know. I just received my new keyboard today. Nice, nice. I hope you enjoy it, Jorby. Although I gotta say, you're wrong for not liking the clicky keys. You want to hear some of these? Oh, this is... Clicky keys are the best, dude. I hope you enjoy your new keyboard, though, Jorby. Don't forget about Jorday. Jorday is a great day. It's a very good day. I also forgot about the beginning of the week was Sunday. I don't know if there's like actually like a definite like starting point. Like technically, as long as they're in the right order, Wednesday could be your first day of the week. Technically. But most calendars I think start on Sunday or Monday. So I don't know. I don't know. I was able to get my mom to let me stay over. That's good. That's good. I know, a racist bone in my body. Well, I'm glad to hear that you weren't being racist. That's always a good sign. That is a very good sign. So as always, no stream on Sunday. Monday is always going to be King SMP, probably till the end of my days. So then that leaves your to be determined days, which, as always, exist for no reason, just where they do. Friday is also King SMP. So that kind of gives you like a very, very, very basic starting point here. But it's not so much what we're doing on each day, but more so the times that are changing. So as of right now, you guys might know. So here, we're gonna copy that. We're gonna paste it down here. So you're gonna have two. So this is always weird to do, but I'm gonna try to anyway. My heading one that, yeah, okay. So current schedule, right? current schedule is kind of weird, okay? And it worked for the time, but I am not the same person like I used to be. And I realize now I can no longer do this. So the original schedule is 6:30 to 12:30. Which is like an insane amount of time, dudes. That is 6 hours. And that all stemmed out of me doing research. Out of doing research and figuring out the best possible times to stream. And it worked fine until things came up and Wednesday started getting messed with. And so then we couldn't do 6:30 anymore, so we moved that up to 8:30, which is like, that's fine. However, it isn't working out too well anymore, doing 6:30 on all the days that we do currently. And technically, Saturday was supposed to have a chance of stream. It was just kind of going to be random. But I learned very quickly, 6 hours, 5 days a week is like nearly enough to kill a man. Especially when you're doing all the other things that I do. So the plan is to kind of cut back a little bit on some of this to make it a little bit more concise. No person should be doing intentional 6-hour streams, especially considering I eat like right before stream, and the way I eat, I essentially have to. I eat, and then I have to drink a whole bunch of water in order to not get really, really, really tired. And I still fail at that. Because basically, basically, I guess, what I'm trying to say is, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't really know what I'm trying to say, to be honest. The keyboard nerd community will hear about this. Bruh. Hi, Volth. Good to see you, dude. How's it going? I was just like, do you guys remember the staff? I don't know her name, the black lady. Yeah, she was yelling at me to do something, and I asked her not to yell at me. Okay. Yeah, in my opinion, like, you were just trying to clarify who it was. You weren't necessarily trying to be negative about who they are, but more so just the fact that you were saying, like, hey, this happened. This is who they are. I don't know her name. I don't know. I don't think that was a reason to get you kicked out over maybe a verbal, like, hey, don't say that. That would have been fine. I still think that would have been a little bit ridiculous given the context of it. You weren't trying to be rude, or you weren't even being really racist, in my opinion, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but the new schedule. I'm sorry, my brain's everywhere right now. So again, no Sunday stream. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. Is that like something that you guys like desire as a Sunday stream? I actually have never thought about it. I like having Sundays off. But we're gonna slowly work to a new schedule, and most things are gonna stay the same. Like, for example, right now Mondays and Fridays are staying pretty much exactly the same, except new start times. So instead of 6:30 to 12:30 a.m., at least that's the plan, it's actually gonna be 7 to 12. So you're cutting out an hour total. That's at least the planned amount. So it's like, instead of 6 hours, it's 5 hours, which is like so much easier. And it gives me a little bit more time after dinner, so I don't have to rush through dinner. And it gives me some time to like actually properly breathe in the day. I found out I don't really take enough time to do all the things I want to do. So this gives me like a little extra time. And so that's actually going to be the case for most of these days, besides Wednesday, which is at the current point, right now at where we're at, I'm going to try to keep it the same to a certain degree. I mean, it's not going to go to 12:30. It'll just end at 12 as well, if all goes to plan. So, every day is at least getting 30 minutes taken off. But, that'll mean like, so you're getting what, 4 hours taken out of the streams that you usually would have. But on the inverse of that, it might open up my Saturdays to be a lot more feasible to work with because I have all that time in the day now that I can work on other things for stream. Things like more videos. I've been wanting to do more of those. Creator Compass needs my attention. I'm now trying to moderate for other people. Just taking time for myself in general, playing my guitar, working on games. I've been working in the background on some things. Nothing close enough to show off yet, but we'd like to get to the point where I can show off stuff and actually do things on stream. So the new schedule is probably gonna look something more like that. And if I notice that it's still not doing great and I'm still not where I want to be, then we're gonna chop off another 30 minutes on each side until I think at minimum 4-hour streams is probably where we'll end up. That is like the sweet spot for me these days, and so we probably won't start later than 7 at this point, but we might start moving back our end times. And that'll give me less that I have to plan, which means I can take extra time to go do other things. And after stream, I can take care of things instead of, hey, I just finished this really long stream. I need to either eat, sleep, or grind out a video till 6 in the morning. A lot of this has been my own problem that I created, and I've realized this over the past couple of months. And I kept telling myself, hey, once summer is over, I will fix my schedule. And I just never did. And I think that was actually supposed to happen last year. I was going to do a schedule change, and then I just didn't because I was really enjoying things. And I'm still enjoying things. I just think I would enjoy it more if I updated my schedule. So, nothing's changing like too big right now, but we're going to try out a new startup. When is this going to start? I'm hoping to get it going next week. I know it's like not a big notice on that, but it makes it easier on me. And I guess I should say that all these times are EST, so if you're in the CST or if you're in the rare MST, if you're in the PST, or I'm trying to think, I have some other people in some of these other ones. I'm trying to remember what they are. BST. If you're in any of those, you're gonna have to do some conversions. If you're in anything other than EST, just convert to EST for a minute. And I'm gonna have these things posted in the Discord. That way you guys can check out the new schedule and get a little bit more used to it. But that's like the big thing I needed to talk about today. It's just it's been bugging me. It's been bugging me, realizing that I'm not able to do all the things I need to do. And so this should fix it, hopefully. And, who knows what else might come out of this. Having less time streamed means it means I can focus down my efforts a little bit more. Because, I mean, with the current schedule, the way like an average Monday for me is set up is it's wake up, and that's like at probably, if I had to guess, like 9:45 ish a.m. And then you're go to sleep before that. is like usually 3 to 4 a.m. Which this is all sort of whacked out right now. I'm sorry, hang on. There we go. So, you know, already not getting great amount of sleep there. I mean, 5 hours and 45 minutes. Not great. And obviously there's some wake up and go back to sleep sometimes throughout that. And you know, after I wake up, it's pretty much I try to give myself a do whatever time in my day. So the do whatever time is from wake up, so we'll just say 10 a.m. for sake of ease here. Till about 12:30 p.m., which is like, you know, a decent amount. 2.5 hours is pretty good. Then you eat, which I give myself about an hour. This is like a day in the life of King right here. This is like your breakdown on my schedule, I guess. I didn't really expect to be doing this today, but it's an interesting thing to look at, I suppose. So I usually give myself an hour to eat because my brother and I try to watch something together, just to, you know, give us something to do. And so, you know, that usually leads us into 1:30 p.m. And then, you know, what the rest of that time is spent, some of it is do whatever, but a lot of it is actually like YouTube stuff. And by YouTube stuff, that is like a really big definition. But most of that is taken up by like, oh yeah, I gotta do this VOD thumbnail. I've gotta do this YouTube video. I gotta write out this YouTube video. I gotta edit this. I gotta, you know, all that kind of crap. And so, you know, by the end of that, you're looking at about 5-ish, because I have to go and eat dinner right after I'm done with that, which is like, again, 5. And that takes you about an hour again, so you're at 6. So then that gives you 30 minutes to squeeze in between dinner and stream, where it's like, okay, what am I doing? How am I going to fix this? Because 30 minutes isn't a lot of time. And unfortunately, the way the schedule works and the way your anatomy works, you eat and then you start well, then you start to get a little bit sluggish because you ate. And so the next, you know, in the next hour or two, you start to have that decline in your energy. And then you eventually get an energy boost because you did eat, and those calories are converted to energy and all that kind of stuff. But you know, before that, you're not doing too hot. So even if we were trying to like go, okay, yes, let's take this exact schedule and change almost nothing about it and just carry it over to the next day or to the new schedule. And so because you end stream earlier, you can actually go to bed earlier too and not feel like your time is being eaten away at, because you're gonna feel like you have more time overall. In fact, you might even be able to push this back to just 3 a.m. A lot easier because you have an extra hour in total. But we're just going to push it back just a little bit here, just to be a little bit gracious. So instead of getting the 5, almost 6 hours of sleep, you're getting 6, almost 7, which is infinitely better for you. I mean, that your sleep cycle is really interesting, especially in the last couple of hours, because you get your last REM sleep cycles through there. You get a little bit of deep sleep as well, and then And then there's like there's also the fact that your body is supposed to naturally wake up without an alarm. And I am nearly dead asleep even with an alarm. So, 7 hours, you could actually wake up without an alarm, or even just a very light alarm. And I would like to get to the point where I could do that. And I've even looked into it, like smart lights that would turn on and slowly like light up your room as if it were the sunrise. They exist, and I've been thinking about looking into those to see if that helps me at all, but I'm not sure. We'll see. I got caught up playing Dress to Impress. Hello, Swifty. Welcome on in. Why are you talking about it like it's someone else's schedule? I guess it helps me because I feel like if I tell myself, hey, you wouldn't want somebody else to live like that, it makes it a whole lot easier for me to look at myself and go, hey, you shouldn't live like that. So, I guess that's probably why. I don't know, to be entirely honest, though. But in short, to catch you up, Swiftu, we are moving some things a little bit. So instead of the normal 6:30 EST start time and the 12:30 a.m. EST that we haven't ended in forever on, we're going to be moving things down a little bit. So it's only a 5-hour stream instead. So 7 p.m. EST to 12 a.m. EST. Except Wednesdays, they're 8:30 p.m. to 12 a.m. But everything's getting like an hour reduction total. And then if we're still struggling with things from there, we'll keep moving things around until we're eventually to the point where it's like, hey, this is, this is perfect. Because I've noticed, like, Mondays are usually, like, my best streams, in my opinion, where, like, I'm actually the most mentally focused and able to get things done. And then it slowly works its way down until you hit about Wednesday or Thursday, either of the two. And one of those streams ends early. And then the very next stream, so Thursday or Friday, is a really good stream because I forced myself to go to bed early and quit a little bit earlier because I was so wore out. So the idea is this will balance the quality a little bit more because it's not going to be as long and I'm not going to be as tired, hopefully. What time zone is that? EST. That would be the Eastern Standard Time. I guess Eastern Daylight Time is coming up. I don't know which one we're in right now, but Eastern Time, whatever New York is, that would be us. And when I get it into the Discord, it's going to be auto-converted to your time zone. I think we're the same time zone, Swiftu. I think. I don't know. I think we are. I don't know. 30-minute later start. Yes. It'll just be 30 minutes later. CST? Oh, okay. For some reason, I was thinking that was still EST, but no, well, you are right. I would believe you know what time zone you're in. Yeah, so 30 minutes later than what we're usually doing. And honestly, the end times don't mean a thing. I still like to plan for it to end at that time, but the truth of the matter is it's probably never going to end at the right time anyway. I've been telling people nowadays when they ask me when stream ends, I've just been telling them like, hey, stream ends when it ends. If I'm really feeling it, it's gonna go long. If I'm really not feeling it, then it's gonna end short. And I feel a lot happier doing that than trying to force myself to go the full 6 hours. I used to be able to do that. I used to be able to. I mean, you can look at the really, 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 really old streams when I first started, and you can see the consistent 6-hour streams, and you could tell there were dead spots where I was trying to just not end, doing anything I could just to not end. And, I somehow kept going, I guess. But I'm at the point now where it's just like, it's I gotta be good to myself as well here. You know, I gotta try to take care of myself anyway. But yeah, so all of this is just more so to show like my day-to-day sort of ordeal. Um, that time between stream and go to sleep is usually like, oh yeah, I'm going to work on insert video here, or go down and watch something with my brother, or I'm going to sit here and stare at my screen because I'm so wore out that I can't get myself to do anything, but I'm not tired enough to go to bed. And I'm tired of feeling like that. So this will give me an extra hour in the day, whether that be to sleep, or to goof off, or to get work done, or even just I might start new projects. Like, I mean, I told you guys a little bit earlier, I've been working on the game. That's in the background, and with all this newfound time, I might also be able to go, a Saturday stream's doable this week. Let's do a Saturday stream. So, that could also open up possibilities there, where it might not even be a long stream, but it's just a stream nonetheless. And eventually, we're probably going to cut down the hours again. Probably by January, we're probably going to be doing like 4-hour streams. So, we're going to cut another hour off. Oh, well, big deal. But start time probably won't change. It's just more so the planned end time will. And mentally, that's probably just better for me overall anyway. The game indeed. I think I talked about this briefly, and we're gonna move on from the schedule topic. I think I've run that dry just about. Here, let's do that. The game. I don't know if I've told you guys about this. Originally the game was supposed to be on Unreal Engine. So I've looked into new game engines because I was talking to one of my friends, and they were telling me that they've messed around in Godot a little bit, and Godot has a 3D engine in it now. And it's apparently like really easy to use. And so I might be looking into Godot and seeing where that goes. It's open source, so I don't have to pay any royalties like whatsoever. Like that is the dream. I mean, if I make $1 million, I get to keep $1 million minus the taxes, because government. I'm not doing tax evasion yet. But that is like one of the big selling points there. It's got a pretty big community. It's a really easy. There's a lot of easy languages you can use on Godot. I think you can use Python. They've got G code, which is Godot's built-in game engine code. You can use C#, which is Unity's code. So if you find a tutorial that you like from somebody else, you can bring it into Godot. And I think it even supports C++. So, like, again, if you know something that you can do on Unreal Engine, you can bring it into Godot. And I think it also supports you being able to bring other code into it, but you have to get some plugins for that. But basics, Godot is just across the board a very, very good game engine. Now, it doesn't support console builds by default. I think there's a plugin for it, and they've said that they're not going to probably officially support it, at least not for the time being, because it's kind of difficult. It's like, that's a downside of it. I'm kind of disappointed about that, but also at the same time, I mean, I don't foresee console gaming really being around, to be entirely honest, by the time I'm done with this game and ready for it to be out there. I'd obviously love for it to be out on consoles, but not I'm not gonna promise anything. I've talked about like the platforms I want to hit. I mean, you know, we've talked about platforms before. How I want it to be on like literally everything: Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and VR. But realistically, I mean, well, that didn't really do what I wanted it to. PlayStation, PlayStation and Xbox aren't going to be around for very long, to be entirely honest. I mean, obviously, I'd love for it to be on there. Same thing with Nintendo. I mean, whenever the Switch 2 comes out or whatever, it would be really sick to have the game on the Switch, but as of right now, Godot doesn't support it, and it probably won't. And honestly, my game probably wouldn't even run on consoles. I've got some ideas to make it run pretty good. Mostly with graphical changes, because one thing a lot of game companies should do and they don't, and I know why they don't, because it's expensive, but it's also kind of out of greed that they do this. Because on one hand, I think people would pay extra for some of this. Make a low quality version of your game. Like, I don't need 4K textures. If my PC doesn't run 4K, I don't need 4K textures in my game. So what if you made me like a really crappy texture that your developers threw together in their free time and put that on there, and some really low poly models that you did for testing purposes? Something that was like a rough sketch. You put that out there. And, you know, this is like a development build kind of testing thing. I think that would be sick. And so my game's going to have that. It's going to have the programmer art. You know, the thing Minecraft has, that old texture pack where you can use the old textures? I'm going to have that. And then I'm also going to have somebody that probably knows what they're doing and makes the high quality stuff as we go. And so you can flick between the two. And so you can download the high quality pack or the developer art pack. And I've been thinking, even if I wanted it to run on mobile, which I think I've got an idea on how you could, to get it to run on mobile, you could theoretically do the Doom method. And so Doom kind of, I don't know if they came up with this, but they definitely popularized the method. To make things look 3D without them actually being 3D, it's a 2D image that turns to look at you. And so no matter where you are, you know, you can be in a 3D environment, but it's not actually like a 3D demon. You know, it's a 2D image that just turns to look at you. Same thing with the barrels. The original Doom games did that. And it made the game run so fine. Like, nobody would have any issue running that. Try that with my game, you know? See what happens. I mean, it might run on mobile. I mean, the heavy part isn't even going to be the graphics. I mean, it's going to be a heavy graphic game just because of all the things going on, but a lot of it is going to be processed in the background that you're not even going to realize, like pathfinding and all that other junk, like the AI trying to figure out what in the world it's doing. So I mean, trying to save all those resources so it could run on mobile would be kind of a fun task. I'm not going to promise it for mobile, but maybe one day. I can't see me playing it on the Switch, honestly. I can't see it either, but I want everybody to have the opportunity to experience the game. It kind of goes back to the conversation we were having yesterday about King SMP. I want everybody to have the opportunity to be able to experience what I'm doing. So first comes the PC players, because I can get it to run on PC. Then after that comes PC VR, because PC VR is easy. I say easy. It's not easy. It's just easy in the sense, like, it's just a different controller and a different player character. You have to make sure everything runs fine with that, but the VR is going to limit you hardware-wise. Your PC still has to do all that. So it shouldn't be a big problem with that. But then you run into consoles, which are an issue. You have to get a development build ready, then you have to submit it to their stores, and they may or may not accept it. And Nintendo especially is like a really iffy one there. So, you know, there's that, and then also just the hardware isn't really there on the consoles, in my opinion. So I don't know. I'd have to think about it, but I'd be interested in trying it. What about Unity? So the reason why I don't want to use Unity, is I feel like, hang on. There we go. So I feel like Unity, out of the box, it's a fine product, but the royalties suck. If I'm not mistaken, the cap for royalties is much, it's much lower than what Unreal is. So like Unreal, it's like after your first $1 million, then you start paying royalties. Unity, if I remember correctly, it's a lot lower. So it's like, I think 250K or something like that. It's lower than $1 million. Whereas I'm looking at it and going, if I make $1 million, it's no biggie for me to go ahead and start paying royalties. Where if I'm at a smaller stage in my game development thing where I want to be able to hire people onto the project to do marketing for me, and I want to be able to hire some people to help me make some merchandising and to upgrade all of our models and make some music. That would eat up my 500,000 that I got without royalties quickly. And I'm not sure, I want to say the royalties that Unity charges was higher than Unreal than when I last checked. So I don't know. Uh-oh, what did I start? That's kind of stupid. Is there like a company that doesn't steal your money? So Godot is a open source engine, which means it's also crowdfunded. So there is a company behind Godot, but they're funded by a big group and not by the royalties. So there is no royalty off of Godot. So much it makes me want to. It makes me want to use their product, and then if I got successful with it, I would definitely donate to their development because it would benefit me in the long run. And it's a nice way of saying, hey, thank you for doing this. Here's a little bit of extra money. Here's 5% of my sales this year because you didn't ask for it, and I just wanted to give it. And you also get a little bit of a tax write-off, but you didn't hear that from me. Charitable giving is a great thing, guys. It is a great thing. There's some tax benefits to it. Like all it is, oh, they're making money now, we're rich, but let's steal their money anyway. It honestly, Unity used to not be so bad. It used to be the platform for indie game developers. But honestly, if it were me choosing today between Unreal and Unity, it would be Unreal 100%. Especially because if you look at today's industry, most of the game engines use C++ as their basis. Unity uses C#. So if you're wanting to get a real job, a job working for somebody else, a corporation, you can't necessarily carry over all of your experience with Unity because C# is not the same as C++. There are some similarities and some things do carry over, but the vast majority of it isn't the same. So, when it comes down to it, I would rather choose Unreal Engine. And then you could point at it and say, hey, I've worked with Unreal Engine before. Your company uses a fork of Unreal Engine, or your company uses the... what is the one that Bethesda uses? It's not Frostbite. That's DICE, EA. I think the Frostbite engine runs on C++ though. So hey, your company uses C++. I've been using it on this game. You can see my work here. It looks a lot better on the portfolio. So it's a great fallback to have that one instead of the other, in my opinion. Now, if you're not intending to ever work for anybody else, Unity is probably fine. You just got to look into the downsides and the upsides. Unity got into some trouble like last year or so in regards to, I think it was royalties. I think they changed it again. But I think they've since reverted that, so it's probably not as bad. But I don't know. I don't know to be certain. Godot kind of feels like it's not as clean for me. Somebody should just make a no royalties free game making software that's perfect and takes everything from everyone else. Yeah, so Godot isn't like the cleanest. Here, let me pull it up. Just to show you guys what it looks like. It isn't like a super clean engine per se. It's just it's how do I say this? I'm not really certain how to say it, I guess. And most of the games right now are all 2D from them, just because the 3D engine just kind of dropped recently, if I'm not mistaken. And it looks like they do have games that were ported to other consoles. So it might still be on the table. There's a lot going on. Yeah. Here, I can show you guys this. So this is kind of what the UI looks sort of like. In this specific image. And as you can see here, there's a donate button. So main features, essentially. Let's see. So you can leverage C# experience here right off the bat. GD script, which is based off of Python, which is a really easy language. Then you've also got some C++ support, I guess, as well. So Godot is built to be extended, and that means you can choose a programming language not provided by the Godot team itself. Thanks to our community, there are many language bindings for popular tools like Rust, Nim, Python, and JavaScript. It makes it so easy. It's supportive for a lot of devices, and it's constantly being developed too. So real 2D and pixel-based unit system. It was made for 2D originally. 3D is kind of newer, if I'm not mistaken, but it is very good. I'll show you guys some of the projects some people have done. It looks like they've made cross-platform support a thing, though. So web and mobile. I'm not seeing anything if you want to release a console, you can find several third-party publishers that specialize on that. So there are people out there that you can talk to get it onto consoles as well, which is great. Completely free. There's no hidden fees. You don't owe them anything other than, like, in the credits you need to mention them, I think. But outside of that, you're fine. So, you know, a great company all around. Completely free to use. All you gotta do is just mention them. But yeah, no, you are right. It does look like a lot initially. It's not a straightforward UI necessarily. I haven't used it yet. Unreal and Unity have it kind of simple, but Godot has a lot, yeah. And that is the tough thing with these smaller engines, is sometimes it's not entirely clear immediately what you need to do, and that's just a development flaw that a lot of companies have, where they don't necessarily they're so close to the the project that they don't necessarily think, how does somebody brand new look at this? Where the big companies, they have QA testers, they have well, the QA testers are honestly all that matters, honestly. I mean, they bring people in of all different varying skill types to look at it and go, does this make sense? It does. So like here you can see the lighting engine a little bit. It's very much what I'm looking for. It can do 3D very well. This is kind of more of a 2D, 2.5D, but you know, it is an incredible engine. So I'm gonna try to learn it. It'll be easier for me to learn as well. Yeah, I won't have the C++ necessarily on it, but honestly, I mean, the game I'm wanting to make, it might be the only game I make. So, you know, ideally I want to make a lot of games, but I've only got one big game that I really, really, really want to make. And after that, I'd be kind of fine retiring off of that. Retiring from game development, that is. I think there would be some other small games I'd be interested in making here and there, but you can really tell, like, graphically speaking, this game engine has a lot going for it. And I believe in it. I believe in it. I haven't gotten a chance to look at all these projects, but I played that game before. It was before it was on Godot, though, I think. Interesting. It may have been a similar game, I don't know. It's fine. This guy's using what was it called? Like Apple VR. And so he built a tool where he can see like battery, CPU usage, all that kind of stuff based on his home. That's cool. It has VR support, and a lot of that is out of plugins. That is one of the very big things about this. Since it's open source, anybody can make anything and then give it over to you. So, for example, one thing I looked for earlier was VR, and there is some AR and VR helper tools, some inputs, you know, some easy modules to put in there. And I don't know if there's any console. Well, I guess let me like do Xbox. So Godot Xbox here. Export to add Xbox Live integration. So, you know, there are things here that's like, hey, this helps you access the API. You don't even have to make this yourself. You just pull it in. And like that is helpful. That is very, very, very helpful. Now, does it work with this current version of Godot? I have no clue. But what I can tell you is this is a very good engine to get started with anyway. So that's why I'm leaning towards using Godot. Is just because it's not Unity and it's not Unreal. It would be very nice. I mean, think about it this way. If the game made, let's say, $250,000. I take that money and I reinvest it into the company. So I give a little bit to Godot because they helped me get that far. So, you know, let's say we give them $5K. That's not very much, but let's just say we give them only $5K. And then, you know, I can go and say, hey, I need to hire some people to help me make some models, and I need to hire some people who can make some music. Because my game's kind of boring without, like, some really good music and such. And then you hire somebody and you pay them that money that you made, that you don't have to pay any royalties on, because it's all yours. And you reinvest it into your game to make it even better. So you make the game look really, really cool. And sound really, really cool. And then because of that, you can then make more money. And then you can take that money and pay more people. and pay more to Godot because they were a good engine or whatever. So, overall, it's going to help them more by not having royalties because uh, people like me would look at that and go, because you're free, I want to pay for you. But that's just more so a personal thing, I guess. I was initially against it. I'm not gonna lie, I was initially against Godot, but I can certainly see its value. I can definitely see its value, and it is a very good competitor to Unity and to Unreal. Uh, and I like the company, or more so the community behind it. It is a very very dedicated community. So I'm hopeful to see what we can do with that. I'm gonna try to be working on a demo, sort of on Godot soon. We'll see. And that goes back to the schedule thing that we talked about earlier, where I was like, hey, I don't have time. This gives me more time to do that. And because I'm doing that, I can also, maybe share some things with you guys along the way, which I'm excited about. I've got so many people I want to give a copy of my game to, dude. um, I already told my friends, like, they get first dibs. Infinite, Alias, Liam, Ali, and there's one more. Who else was it? I don't remember who the last one was in that, but there was 5 people I remember for sure telling, like, hey. Well, I guess I don't remember the 5th one, but I remember a lot of people. I was like, hey, I want to give this to you for free. And some of them are like, no, I'm paying for that, but at the same time, I'm like, they're my friends. They're gonna beta test it. They're gonna get first dibs on it. They're gonna get to play it on their streams first. They'll get to play a day before everybody else, and then the next day we'll roll out some more copies so everybody can buy it. But also, I'll give it to some content creators to play on release day. I've still got to figure out how many content creator keys I want to give out, but that's a problem after we're all said and done. But in the meantime, I just want to make the game, I just want to make it. So we're gonna learn some things. We're gonna make some demos, and right now the main plan is I'm just trying to set up the basic combat mechanics, because I don't really have, as far as I'm aware, this is a first in terms of gaming to have an in-depth hand-to-hand melee weapon system with an in-depth ranged system. And I'm going to have to figure out how to balance it. That's the problem. There's not another system out there that I can kind of copy or mimic, rather, because it's just unheard of, I guess. I mean, you have things like, for example, like Call of Duty, you do have melees, but they suck. They're not like something that you should be using. It's not, it is literally maybe 1 or 2 animations, and it's just a different swinging pattern. Where this is gonna like actually let you throw a proper punch. So I've got to figure out how that works exactly. And then, like, when VR comes into play, it's like, how do you want to actually handle this? Do you want to make it so they actually have to throw a punch with, like, their hand to make it work? I don't know. I haven't thought about all of those things. I've just thought about, like, the basics of the systems. And so I'm trying to figure out how I want to build that up and make it fun. So I'm trying to build up like a first level of sorts, even though it's an open world MMORPG, which is not the first game anybody should be making, but that's what I'm gonna do. Because I guess I really hate myself for some reason. I'm excited though. I'm excited, and Seguido is gonna be probably what we're doing, honestly. I mean, like I said, no royalties. Uh, I community supported, and easy to learn. What more could you want? What more could you want? At least it's allegedly easy to learn. I've had some friends use it and they said they liked it pretty good, so we'll see. We'll see. So, yeah, that's the thing right now, and I guess I should probably write down demo here. Uh, just a fun combat system is kind of the big thing. Fun combat, maybe 3 side quests and 1 main quest. In total, you know, this should get you an idea of the theming of the game. It should get you an idea of how the game is played, and then, or one of the ways the game is played, and then it should also get you an idea of some of the gameplay length. So a demo should last you about 30 minutes or so. 30 minutes to an hour, I guess, so 30 to 60 minutes. 3 side quests is a little bit ambitious. You might only need 1 or 2, just so that people are aware, like, hey, this is a side quest, this is what it is. And, you know, those are the big things. And once I have a demo ready, I'll share it with you guys. And I might be able to even, I don't know how demos work exactly, but if I can, I would preferably put that up on, like, Steam. That way you guys could check it out there instead. And then I get feedback, and then the feedback I take and I make a better game with. It's gonna have some crappy textures, or at least that's what I'm thinking it'll probably be, but we'll see. Optimizing is gonna be the fun part, honestly. Um, I think I think it'll be the hard part anyway. I mean, oh, I'm trying to, like, even just imagine the nightmare that that's gonna be, because technically speaking, okay, this game is, I mean, it's gonna be pretty big, and all the systems it's running all at once. I mean, we talked a little bit about it jokingly, and I do want to do it still, the time travel mechanic. Because it's a way that you could even do, like, a soft reset to the game of sorts, or not even a soft reset, more like a new game plus, I guess. I've been thinking about it. You could do it kind of like the multiverse method, where if you go back in time, it creates a multiverse, so a different reality, if you will. And so you could do something like that, but then that adds more to the game that it has to simulate. Which I guess you can do, like, a fake loading screen, where, or not a loading screen, but a transition screen. So it plays a loading screen, like an animation of sorts, while it's loading in the next thing. That's one thing that people hate that Starfield, like, does way too much of, where it's like a constant, it's a constant sit down, and then it goes to a loading screen instead of doing an animation. Like, it plays an animation and then it goes to the loading screen, and it's like, load in things during the animation. It would make things so much quicker, and it would make it a lot more immersive. And so the game is supposed to be immersive, I guess, is the whole point. I don't know. I'm just saying things. But that is me rambling, I guess. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Uh, Also, I guess I should probably mark that mobile is like in danger. PC and VR is like the probably two definites. PC for sure. VR comes like right after. If I can come up with the right way to port it over and at least support it. And then everything after that, PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, all that stuff, that's bonus points. From my understanding, like what they said earlier, publishers seem to have some amount of knowledge in how that works. So I might have to make some friends in the games industry and figure out like, hey, you're a publisher. How do you do this? Why are you guys in specific able to do this and I'm not? And then see if I can do it independent. But it might just be one of those things, you need capital to do it. You need a name behind you to do it. And publisher is the only way. And honestly, I would consider working with a publisher on this game. Just simply due to the fact that I don't know how to do marketing and I need somebody to do that. I could always hire that out to somebody else, though. Anyway, that's the game. So the schedule, we talked about that. This is probably gonna start this Monday. I know that's like no time at all to be prepared for, but the sooner I start it, the better things get sooner. So that's why we're gonna try to do that. We're gonna just shorten all that down. There we go. That's better. That's all one spot. We could plan out some of the 12-hour stream now. But I'm not 100% certain on some of this yet. So I don't want to like debate that right this second. Most of this, honestly, most of the stream was just supposed to be about the schedule, and then I went off on a tangent about game dev, which is fine. I like talking about game development. I like talking about game development more than I like actually doing it, which is kind of funny. I guess we could talk about Minecraft Live, though. That is coming up this Saturday, and I need to get some last-minute plans finished, but I've got bingo already. There's a wonderful website out there that already hosts bingo, and so if you guys wanted to see that, by the way, here it is. And so you just can play Minecraft Live bingo. So we're gonna play this during stream, and then I've been trying to think of some other things we could do alongside that, but that is the big one. I've got a co-host as of right now. Might still be a little bit shaky, but I think we're set on that. So, that's exciting. I think you guys will enjoy the co-host. I'm not certain if there's a pre-show, but I'm going to try to be there for that as well. We kind of talked about some of my predictions here, so we're going to talk about them again. The Minecraft movie, I look into the last 15 years, a year in review, same day delivery on an update. I'm still banking on that. The release of the bundles today makes me think I'm even more right. I think they're going to push out the bundles on that day. I feel like the bundles today was kind of a push to sweep things under the rug in terms of the leaks, trying to they quickly released new news to help make YouTubers make videos about something else, and then those videos hopefully got picked up in the algorithm and the leaks are gone. I think that was their hope there, but that's just a guess. So I'm assuming We'll probably get same day update on bundles or something like that. We'll probably get a new game trailer. However, I will say this much. I haven't seen anything on the leaks themselves besides that there's a new biome and a new mob. I do not know what the new mob and the new biome are. I don't know where they are. I don't know any of that. What I do know, though, is that that is what was leaked, allegedly. The fact that I haven't heard anything in specific about a new game makes me think that that's probably not going to be announced this Minecraft Live, and maybe they'll save it for the next one. However, I still am anticipating a Minecraft movie of some sort, reference. It was interesting today, Minecraft released a video on their YouTube channel where Vubui mentioned that he's not going to host it this year, or that he's not hosting it at all, sort of deal. Which was weird to throw in there. I feel like it might possibly be the case where they have like one of the actors from the Minecraft movie there with them to kind of add to the movie or the stream. It wouldn't surprise me exactly if Jack Black is there. It wouldn't. So that might happen. They may just have a segment where they talk about it in specific, do a small interview, in which case, if they do that, they've already filmed it. They probably already filmed it. Because those guys are almost never free. Especially right now, they should be filming still, I think. So, we'll see. We'll see. I hope there is no new game. We have enough of this. I want a new game, but I want a good new game. A game that will actually, like, stick around. Uh-oh. Okay. My stream is dead. Bitrate go burr. I don't know if you guys are able to hear me right now, but if you can, hi. I hope you're doing okay. I'm not doing great. My bitrate keeps dropping down to like 0 casually. Okay, are we stable again? Maybe? It's back at 6K. Okay. Okay. I think we're fine. I think we're fine. Okay. We're back. We're back. We're back. Good. Sweet. But yeah, no, I want a new game. I want it to be something that actually has some life to it. Dungeons was a dead end because they didn't have an end goal with it. Or more so, they had an end goal, and so once they hit it, they were done. Legends was okay. It just, they didn't support the game. It had a rough launch, which is fine. They could have survived that. They just didn't do a good job marketing. They really didn't put that much time into thinking about the mechanics beforehand. So when multiplayer was on there, people played it and they're like, this kind of sucks. And so it just didn't last very long. And so people quit, and so they canceled before they actually finished the main story, which is insane to me. So if they do a new game, they need to have an actual plan with it so that it doesn't die so early. I don't know. It feels like they're only missing because they're not giving us things that we actually want. But I don't know. I might be wrong on that. I just feel like, and I'm not even saying to give us a Minecraft Story Mode Season 3. Like, I don't think that's a great idea, to be entirely honest. I think it could be a good idea, but I think the problem is, how do I say this? I think it could be good to have a Minecraft Story Mode Season 3. However, the story needs to be well worth the wait. and it needs to be carefully done so that it still respects the Minecraft brand while being its own unique thing. The problem with some of their newer games, I feel like they don't respect the rules of Minecraft necessarily. Like, I love the fact that, what is it called? Dungeons has all these new versions of mobs. I love that. However, I don't love, like, some of the items that they use in it are just, like, so, like, un-Minecrafty. I feel like it was just a little bit too much for me. Whereas, like, Minecraft Story Mode, they actually did a pretty good job just adding to the lore of that world and using Minecraft features already found in the game. And anything that they did add was something that's, like, that's not unbelievable anyway. Like, a wither attached to a command block to make the wither storm. I honestly thought that was pretty cool. It was a pretty unique idea, and it's, like, not that crazy, at least. Command blocks are one of those things where it's like, you could do anything with that. And the items that they did add, for example, the Order of the Stone Amulet, it was so inconsequential to the actual storyline of the actual game and how the world is, that it wasn't like, it didn't feel Minecraft lore breaking, I guess. And I'm just worried that they would do too much to try to break things, and that's what I'm worried about, I guess. I feel like Season 2 bordered that a little bit, but it was fine because, again, they used a higher being, featuring more so the admin, which I don't know where they would go with another season, to be entirely honest. They need to go back to, like, ground level hero sort of deal. Probably spin off more so than a Jesse sequel. I don't know. I swear Jason Momoa better not host Minecraft Live. Jack Black might be okay. I think, honestly, either of them would probably be fine. But the issue is they need somebody who truly cares about Minecraft, where I feel like Jack Black has done a good job trying to tell people, like, hey, I actually do want to be a part of this. You know, I've been trying to do my due diligence in understanding Minecraft. So at least he'd be a good choice. Where, like, for example, Will Arnett, when he hosted Minecraft Live way back when for the Update Aquatics, so 1.13, back when that happened, it was kind of clear he didn't really know much about Minecraft, and he was just more so, like, he plays it with his kids sometimes. That's what it felt like. So he didn't really understand the game, where I feel like if you have somebody like Jack Black, who does know the game at least well enough because he's read some of the books, he's played some of the game, he might be okay. In that video, he did mention he was filming for Minecraft Live, meaning he has a decent part in it. Yeah, I mean, he at least has something. He'll probably be, like, your introduction host more so than anything. It'll probably be hosted more so by Lydia Winters. She's always a part of it. It wouldn't surprise me if she's the main host for that. You'll probably have Jeb and Lady Agnes as well. Those three are the pillars of Minecraft Live and probably always will be. At least until Jeb retires, which I don't know where the company goes after him, to be entirely honest. We're back. Legends kind of sucked. That's true. It wasn't a well thought out game. I liked the premise. I just think they could have done something a little more interesting. Honestly, I think it would have been cooler if it was in first person instead of being a top-down sort of gameplay. That's just me, though. Hear me out. Netflix has a new animated Minecraft series. Maybe it's a new interactive one, like a new Minecraft story mode. Maybe, just maybe. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I feel like they would have announced that though, because the hype would have been better. But maybe I could see that. Minecraft is the only first person one. That's true. I just think they need to not be scared of doing more first persons with Minecraft. It doesn't need to even feel like Minecraft necessarily, but don't be scared to do first person, I guess. Story mode, dungeons, and legends are all top down. Yeah, that's a fair point. You know what I would like to see? We need a Minecraft FPS, okay? Story mode wasn't top down, it was first person though. Yeah, I mean it had first person elements, especially like the crafting. Um and there were times where like if you made a major choice it would go first person. But most of it was like a third person camera perspective just in different areas. But yeah, Dungeons and Legends are like more so top down, kind of not top down, but the camera is like at a fixed angle above the characters, which I just it bugs me. I don't know why they can't. I want to be closer to my character, I guess. I don't know. I feel like that's the issue. Dungeons and Legends are fine games for the most part, but you don't feel personal to the game because you're not as close. And it's not even just perspective wise there. For example, story mode, the thing that made it great was some of the characters were actually enjoyable. Not all of them. Some of them were kind of annoying, but that was also kind of part of the charm, was the cringe. And but you would eventually get kind of attached to the characters to a certain degree. So much so that you'd get upset when some of them just didn't show up later. I still don't forgive Telltale for just removing Axel from the story for some reason. Me and him should have gone on so many more adventures, man. Um, and you know, I feel like you know, story mode had that, and you know, it is story mode, so each character has an in-depth story to it and all that kind of stuff. Dungeons, your characters just exist. They aren't they don't have their own backstories, and part of that's intentional. Again, it's the whole you pick your own character sort of deal. But they don't have any background. You're just saving villagers. The Arch-Illager doesn't have a backstory as far as I'm concerned. And so there's not much of an emotional connection to it. And so you're just playing as a top-down character where you're looking down on your people and you're like, I died, oh well. I mean, even in base game Minecraft, you somewhat care about yourself in the game because you have built up a character of sorts. When I play Minecraft, I am essentially playing a character, even though I'm me. I'm still me. I'm not like role playing or anything. But when I play Minecraft, it is to some degree I am playing as a character in that game, and I'm attached to that character. That's why I am building what I'm building in King SMP, for example. In King SMP, I am playing this king almost. I am building up this world that I care about. And I feel like Dungeons and Legends just didn't do a good job hooking you into that. Where story mode, I feel like, did. So even if it had cringy writing and at some points and times, terrible, absolutely terrible, like game-breaking bugs, it was at least, it was enough to hook you in and deal with those things because the story was engaging enough. You know, maybe that's just me, but I think that's kind of the issue that Minecraft will probably always run into, is just the fact that any spin-off they do, they need to be willing to commit to it and give it a lot of backstory and lore. I don't know. I feel like they need to let Minecraft be the game. Minecraft as a basis needs to be the game where it's like, oh yes, this is your game of expression and creativity. And then your other spin-off games are like, hey, we're going to focus down here. And so you might not have as much customization. Like, for example, Minecraft Story Mode, you could still choose one, who you are. So you got to be male or female Jesse. And then you also could pick the skin that you were wearing. So they had different skin tones, different clothing. They let you pick all that, and that made it kind of cool. But you know, it wasn't a game where necessarily everything about it was a choice of expressing yourself or being creative. I mean, you could still sort of express yourself in story mode through your choices. I used to play on different runs, and I'd go, you know what, this time I'm just gonna be the biggest jerk I can be, and that, you know, that would be fun. But at the end of the day, most of the choices didn't truly matter. The game always ended the same. There would be some minor things here and there that were different, but for the most part, it was about the same. And so I feel like, you know, I feel like they're trying too hard to be that game where it's like, there's so many ways to play that your spin-offs are suffering from it. If you want to do like a so many ways to play sort of deal, you need to find a new genre almost. I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying things and they aren't making any sense at all, but I feel like I'm at least saying something that makes sense to me. Okay. I'm trying to think. I should design a Minecraft spin-off just for the lulz, and like actually pitch it on YouTube to the community and see like what people think of it. And maybe I could even make a demo, I don't know. It could be funny. It could be really funny. I don't know. I'd have to think seriously though for a minute and actually go, what is a good idea here? I've said it time and time again, I think a card battler would go very well. Something similar to like Hearthstone. Because you can do so many different things. I mean, you have your faction system, so pick like piglins, illagers, villagers, the undead. That's 4. You only need 4, truthfully. I mean, you could go more. Go with like the Ender group, whatever. And maybe you shorten down the piglins down to just nether mobs in general. But I mean, honestly, I could probably pitch an idea like that. That would be an easy enough demo to make, because I'm sure somebody's already shown you how to make a card battler. The heavy part is just the animations. You say, if player clicks number 2, then carry number 2 stats to this equation. Number 2 stat versus number 1 stat. And it plays both those cards, and it does a math equation to say, okay, this one and this one, they fight. Okay. Number 1 had a higher damage stat than their health stat and a higher speed stat, so therefore it goes first and it kills it. Or whatever, and you know, it would just be a Hearthstone reskin, honestly, but it would be, I think it'd be cool. I don't really even enjoy Hearthstone, to be honest. I think I played it once. But I think a Minecraft Hearthstone could be interesting at the very least. Mojang, I am here all day. If you want more ideas, hit me up. I'm sure I could come up with some good ones. I've been meaning to write a Minecraft Story Mode Season 3 just for the fun of it, and then pitch that on YouTube as well and tell people like, hey, what do you guys think of this? And that could be kind of funny as well. I think more so with Minecraft Story Mode, they just need to do spin-offs at this point. Let Jesse rest. The poor guy or girl, depending on your choice. But you go with somebody else and make a new story. You can go with somebody that's been around for a little bit. Pick somebody from season 1, or go before season 1. To pick somebody from beforehand. A lot of the people were wondering if they were going to do an Ivor storyline at some point. But then the voice actor passed away, unfortunately. But that was one popular theory. A lot of people wanted a Petra or a Lucas spin-off. That didn't happen. And a lot of that came from Telltale going underwater for a little bit there. But now that they're back, I don't see any reason why they probably couldn't take it on again. I don't know. I'd have to look into it seriously and see the logistics of their company, which I'm sure they have some public information out there. So I'll have to think about it. Anyway, now that I've said all that I've said and done pretty much all that I've done, I think I'm just about ready to just call it here, honestly. Yeah. I know today was like a shorter stream. It was meant to be like really, really short, honestly, like only an hour. So an hour and a half isn't bad. Like I said though, main point was more so new schedule. I know it's not fun to be that guy and say like, hey, we're doing less. Usually it's like you want to be able to be out. You want to be able to go out and say, hey guys, we're doing more. But I'm telling you guys I'm doing less. And I mean the hope is that because I'm doing less, I can do more. But as of right now, I'm not going to promise I'm doing more. So again, just to refresh your guys' minds, 6:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. was our original schedule. We're now doing 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. If I can stay up that late, I might still not be able to. But the idea is with this new schedule, maybe it'll be easier. I'll have all the time zones converted for you guys in the Discord. So if that's your kind of thing, please consider joining our Discord. It's a welcoming community for the most part. I say the most part purely out of an abundance of caution. But this might result in some good things. And then we also talk about games, which is fun. I like games. So, we'll probably talk about more stuff in the future, but tomorrow I'm planning on doing Stardew Valley. We gotta get back to the Stardew grind, guys. We have to. I just got married. It's about time to I guess have kids probably. That's probably our next step. Anyway, we are gonna raid because I am seeing at least one of my homies. He's currently playing Persona 5 Royal. I don't know how close he is to the end of the game. I know he's been playing it for a little bit, so he's got to be getting close. He's got to be. But regardless of the fact, I hope to see you guys over there. Appreciate each and every one of you for watching, and I will catch you guys again, hopefully, very, very soon. Later, everybody.